There's a saying we use in our training: you don't rise up to the occasions. Don't rise up to high school tryouts to be better than you've ever been. Just fall back on the training you've already been doing and trust the skill set that you already have.
Hey everybody, and good evening. I'm Coach Jason with Arm Pitching Development. Thank you for taking the time for viewing in on this segment, helping you guys amplify your mechanics and grow your pitching knowledge. You'll do this in general by hitting the subscribe button. So tonight I'm going to bring in a special guest, what to expect when you head into your high school tryouts. So this is a video for high school players, for parents of high school players that are interested in what to expect. You have a freshman this year, or maybe a sophomore or junior that's going out or trying out for high school baseball this year, and this is going to be some expectations. I'm going to bring in my partner, 6'4" coach, Mick Simpson. Mick Simpson, wonderful coach. He coaches showcase teams here at 643 KC. Has been a big influence on my coaching and my training style here, and is nice enough to let us partner with them. And coach, for our audience out there, you've done a lot of high school coaching. You coach high school players for the last 5, 6, 7 years, however long. What is some advice, just general advice to start this off for a freshman coming into high school? What are they going to expect from this tryout?
All right, first thing is obviously your skills have to be sharp and you got to do what you got to do. But the number one piece of advice I give when it comes to that is show your love and joy for it. Show up and be noticed, be known. Be the guy that projects this is going to be a good teammate. This is going to be a guy that buys into team concepts and to do everything he can for us to represent us well. Joy and love for the game is something coaches desperately are looking for.
So tip number one would be go out there and
have fun.
Have fun doing what you're doing. Enjoy playing baseball in front of the coaches.
That's right.
And
that's right.
Hustle and do all the normal things that you need to do as just being a ball player.
Yeah, interact with your coaches, with teammates, those kind of things. Yes.
Gotcha. So going into beyond the attitude and effort piece, what are some of the formats? Like, what will it look like for, say, a pitcher and second baseman combo? What does that look like heading into the tryout?
Well, usually what they're going to do is they're going to have bullpen sessions. Pitchers and catchers will report. They sometimes do different age groups. They'll upperclassmen, underclassmen, but they'll do a bullpen type session for the pitchers. The hitters are going to go into a cage, go in to do those things. They'll hit ground balls, fly balls, typical in-out type stuff for infielders. Outfielders, they'll maybe run a 60 or a home to first. Really just to gauge all the skills and tools of baseball. Another quick piece of advice on that, I tell kids this: let's say you're in the bullpen or you're hitting in a cage. Don't ever be first in line. That may sound contrary to popular belief, but that eagerness to be first, because the coach may be throwing a certain way and you want to see a round or two before you get in there so have an expectation. They may do something, the first guy does something, now they throw some advice out. Maybe you can take that and act on that.
That's a great comment there. Don't be first in line unless maybe
don't be last in line.
Yeah, maybe you're a senior and you played for the last 4 years.
That's right.
So you're a freshman, don't be first in line, even though you might be eager to jump in and try to showcase what you have to offer for the team. Give a few reps out, let see what the flow of things, how that goes, and that's great advice. What about some things to do with fielding? What does the fielding look like from a tryout perspective, maybe heading into high school?
Well, fielding comes in a lot of different ways. A lot of coaches will give the advice of tell them you play everywhere or this or that. First of all, kind of state what you are. I'm an infielder, but I can play outfielder. I'm an outfielder, I can play infielder, catcher. The catching and pitching are more specialty positions. But don't get caught up if you're really not an outfielder taking those reps and maybe you look bad. Just like if you can do it all. But you're probably gonna get some infield balls. You're gonna get standard ground balls at you, maybe a forehand, maybe a backhand, make the throw to first. Throwing accuracy is probably more important on the infielding than throwing velocity. So understand that.
Throwing accuracy over velocity.
For sure.
Okay.
In the outfield, there's going to be things like, one thing that I know a lot of coaches talk about are kids getting behind the ball. If you're an outfielder on fly balls. So actually getting behind the ball, setting up for your throw, than just getting to it. And staying there flat-footed maybe. little things like that are seen. So it just kind of depends where you're at, but just the basic fundamentals. Just execute the basic fundamentals you know and you've trained on. If you haven't trained, those will be tougher, but hopefully maybe a little information will help.
Yeah. I think normally, don't they have like a checklist or something that when the player's going to come in, they'll give you a list or something and say, okay, fill this out with your name, what positions you play and all that. So there'll be a checklist available to you. And so what is some advice filling that out? I know you covered a little bit like, hey, don't play everywhere or do play everywhere to kind of, give yourself a little broader perspective as an athlete. So what do we fill that? How do we fill that form out?
Well, there's a simple one I always tell people: don't tell anybody you play second base. That gives you automatically that well, maybe this guy doesn't have any power, maybe he doesn't throw it hard or whatever. So know what real baseball guys are looking for. Maybe I'm middle infielder, MIF.
Okay.
Corner infielder, maybe I'm first or third baseman.
Gotcha.
Outfielder, don't put center fielder, put outfielder. If you can play one, if you are truly a utility, maybe you're a utility player.
There you go.
Show some baseball knowledge. You're a pitcher. Go ahead on the form, write RHP or LHP. Knowing right-handed versus left-handed does matter. And just showing the fact that you know these little things are things that are noticed by coaches at least.
Interesting. Yeah. So if you're a pitcher infielder, you would put both, but put middle infield versus second base, or
that's right. Yes.
And then pitcher as well, or something.
Keep it a little broadened, but not just P/2B.
Yeah.
We'd look better if you put RHP/MIF.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Also going into these things, I know that for guys here in our area, they'll come through some different time windows, like for pitchers, right? They'll be asked to come in at 5:30 in the morning and throw a bullpen as their tryout. So something also to prepare for mentally is that time frame and having to wake up early and come out and perform that night. You might not sleep well that night, and so some things you want to think about and try to get a window of time early as you can to know when to prepare, or prepare mentally as early as you can for those time frames to happen late at night, early in the morning, because they're handcuffed.
Yeah, that's good advice. If I know I'm throwing my bullpen 5:30 in the morning, because that's when freshmen do it. On Monday, I may wake up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 a.m.
just to start training
your
body.
A little jog, maybe you throw a little bit one of those days, just to get your body in tune with the time frame. Because you're right about that; it is a different world sometimes. Just how you're alert and what you're used to doing.
Is there any specific format that coaches in general will follow that we can give some advice to? Like, do they go, okay, it's going to be infield, and we're going to do get the out at first base, or is it going to be more of hey, turn 2, turn 1, let's see what we got? Or
you're going to typically see your standard if you're able to go outside. The weather sometimes March 1st in the Midwest.
Yeah, we're in the Midwest, right. So we get
so wherever you may be, the weather may affect that. But if you're able to get on the field, you're going to take your normal infield, outfield. Maybe go to a position, throw a cross, get one. Couple times, maybe come in on a ball, maybe roll 2, just like your normal practices are. And like I said, the big thing for that is completing the play. It's making the play, being accurate, getting it done. Completed plays get graded, and completed plays don't. That's a pretty big deal. And then your standards of everything else. Move quickly on the diamond. Show that you have some movement skills. We go back to the attitude effort every time, even on the infielding drills, because the body language you carry on that matters a lot.
Yeah, I think if you're a guy and you go out there with ultimate hustle approach, and
why wouldn't you?
Go out there and give it your best effort. Your best hustle on every play or every rep that you can on that. I think that helps show the coach that this guy really cares about making this team and helping the team. And you might not be the best player, but at least if you're hustling and you're trying to do the right things all the time, that kind of carries weight over some guys that may be a cancer, and
well, it's just what it is. I mean, around here, Jason, he said kind words about me earlier the same way. He does a great job where he is. We carry a standard that's a little different. It's attitude and effort are a low bar to me. You just have those if you're going to play the game at a high level. It's not something we're working on. It's just bring them every day. Be a great teammate. But the teammate stuff is so important. Coaches want to be around people they want to be around.
Yeah.
They don't want problems on their team. They don't want a guy that's talking trash to every other guy. If you're encouraging teammates, hey, throw out a good play to somebody else that's in line. That goes a long way a lot of times.
Yeah, I think being the guy that thinks they're ahead or above everyone else, and then showcasing that really puts a damper on the team dynamic and the charisma of the team. It can really bring that culture down. And when you want to be a good teammate, ultimately be upbeat, be uplifting to people, be a positive influence on others. Don't be a negative or a draining influence, and hopefully they'll make the team. So, any other maybe secondary advice for these guys? I know that they should be training right now. We're about 2 weeks away from high school tryouts, especially here in the Midwest. And I know the player buzz is going on, and they're all excited and ready to go, and they're in here training 24/7 seems like. And so just trying to give the audience just a little bit of view on anything else that you can think of.
Yeah, don't think it. Here's the thing. It's the time of year people start getting nervous about these things. Don't get nervous. Just go in and trust the training you've had. There's a saying we use in our training: you don't rise up to the occasions. Don't rise up to high school tryouts to be better than you've ever been. Just fall back on the training you've already been doing and trust the skill set that you already have. Just go in, be yourself, be calm. Have that composure that it takes to play baseball at a high level, and just let it take care of itself.
No, that's great. Hey, thank you for the time, Coach. I really respect you and appreciate everything you do for all the young men here and for myself as well at Arm Pitching Development. So, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope this video helped you for preparing for your high school tryouts mentally and somewhat preparing yourself physically in a know-how format. Until I shoot the next video, I'll see you guys next time.